Hi, I'm Alex Hochberger, the founder and CEO of Web3 Enabler, the Salesforce partner for all things blockchain and crypto. I've had the pleasure of meeting so many community members from Stellar over the years. Most recently at the Toronto Builder Summit, and later at that happy hour that evening, we met seems like everybody. We really are excited to work with Stellar because we think we're truly aligned. We both are fluent in both corporate and blockchain. Toronto really showed how fluent you guys were in both, and we think by being a Salesforce technology partner, we really showed that as well. I went to that builder event where I met Raph and some other members of the team, and I was absolutely at a hacker event. There were literally empty pizza boxes piled up while people were eating pizza and working. That night, went to what was absolutely a real corporate event. We're overlooking the Toronto skyline on a rooftop building with fancy cocktails, hors d'oeuvres getting passed. They had to open the extra bar. It was a real event. It was funny, I was laughing with Raph on the call afterwards, who thought there was a real dichotomy there. And to me, it really showed you can do both. If you're going to talk corporate, you got to make that work. You've got to make people know that they can get dressed up. They're going to come out to a fancy city. They're going to have a fancy meal and go forward. You also need the people who get shit done, knowing how to get shit done. That's kind of why we love working with Salesforce. They really are fluent in both corporate and tech. They're a massive sales org with 150,000 customers, and they know how to sell to enterprises. When I was a Salesforce customer, I've been wined and dined by AEs that flew in or flew me out to San Francisco just to go to dinner, grab drinks, whatever. Acted like they were just in town. It's an important part of the sales process. But I've also met there some of the geekiest engineers I've talked to since I graduated from MIT. And for that, I'll give a huge shout out to my friends at Heroku. But really throughout the company, some of the AI researchers, some of the other engineers, they're real engineers there. How are we going to work together with Stellar, Web3 Enabler, and Salesforce? Well, here's a long-term vision. I think we're all kind of aligned that RWAs, real-world assets, are what's going to drive blockchain to its next evolution. I think it's also fair that stablecoins are the current first killer app right now. And that over time, the system's going to move to the blockchain away from all of these legacy rails. That's the future, and we're both building that together. So, why does that make sense for us? We're working with Salesforce. We can work other CRM and ERPs into the flow, but really, we're talking about the system that 91% of the Fortune 500 uses. If your blockchain is native on Salesforce, your blockchain is native wherever American and European businesses do business. So roadmap-wise, we want to do this in phases and show you that we can really build, not just knock back tequila shots with your BD team. But that was fun too. So the Salesforce native wallet is the beginning, and we really have two ways we implement that. We actually build the wallet natively in Salesforce from seed phrase, private key, and building out from there, a read-write wallet. And we also have the ability to just put in public key access and make it read-only. That's really important, and that's the first step. Can you see transactions? Can you look at them? Can you see what's on hand? Can you view the assets? Next is really going into the true connectivity. Moving a bunch of things out into the blockchain, making sure the data flows, getting all the business niceties, mark-to-markets, tracking, flowing permission sets, all of that. You know, Salesforce is really invested in their AI investment, Agentforce, which is built on Data Cloud. Getting blockchain data into Data Cloud is going to be utterly critical if you want the 91% of businesses that have banked themselves on Salesforce to work with you. And we work with Data Cloud every day. Then really, as you start looking at business uses, you start looking at automatic on-ramp and off-ramps, integration throughout the ecosystem, third-party integrations with everyone else who's building on Stellar. Basically, wherever Stellar and the community are going, we bring to the Salesforce community, and we bring them along for the ride. And then in terms of going to market, it's a team effort. You're building interest in the ecosystem, we build it out on Salesforce. The nice thing about virtually everyone using Salesforce is that all your enthusiasts that have day jobs have a day job where there's probably Salesforce. They love Stellar. We promote what we're doing to the Stellar community. They share it with the IT departments. We help them get it installed. All of a sudden, Stellar is native in Salesforce. And that's how we win. We build a native Salesforce wallet. We make that the norm that it works completely as people expect. We think you guys are really focused on real-world use cases. We really think the real-world assets are a thing. We really think stablecoins. We really think other payments are a thing. We think tracking assets, home titles, all sorts of things. It's all going to be possible, and we can make it all work natively in Salesforce. And that's how we work together, and that's how we take the enterprise by storm. So I look forward to working with you more. Thank you.